Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video by yours truly, and thank you for your time today. We'll be going over a brand new upcoming IP by the name of AFK Journey. It belongs to the Gacha genre, and the team behind it is Lilith Games. If you don't know, that's the same team behind AFK Arena. I got the privilege to join the closed beta right now that's occurring, and I learned a great deal of information that I want to share with you in this video today. To provide some examples, we'll be going over gameplay and combat intricacies, character progression and development, user interface friendliness, quality of life, world design and exploration, music. We're pretty much trying to cover as much as we can to give you a profound comprehension as to what you can expect with this beautiful game. Lastly, I'd like to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Lilith Games. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lastly, I would like to add that the release date will be coming in late March, as I'm sure they'll provide a much more specific date very soon, so do stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so one of the first things I want to go over, guys, is going to be world design and map exploration. You can take a look at this art style right here. I believe they call it the ethereal canvas, but what comes to my mind is Bob Ross, the legendary painter. I feel like he painted this map himself, which is definitely a compliment. He's an absolute legend. I want to talk to you guys about how it is to traverse. Be sure to take in mind the music in the background. I'll actually turn it up just a little bit. It's very tranquil, very soothing, and it also still gives off and preserves the adventurous vibe when you get into a game like this. Coming home after a long day of work, ease up, sit down, enter the escapism, and enjoy the vibes. It's really nice. Now, the map exploration is not overly convoluted with icons, it's not complex, and the user interface is very friendly. For instance, I see some treasure chests over here where I can get some resources and materials. I can click on that treasure chest. Two options. You can either examine the area, scope it out, see what's going on over here. We got some enemies, you got the treasure chest. I click on this icon right here, if you take a good look, and it takes me back to my original location. So that's one option we can do, or we can click on the foot, which is going to teleport us to the nearest location and then begin to auto traverse over to the destination that I clicked on. I also like that they have hollowed out levels, which means I'm way stronger than the enemy. So if I come over here to this enemy who I'm way stronger than, he automatically gets killed. I don't even have to go into battle and bother with it, which is also another quality of life improvement. They don't call this game AFK for no reason. The amount of quality of life to avoid all the tedious and mundane stuff is top of the line and a cut above the rest in my experience in gaming. It's really nice. But I love this map. I love the music. It looks really nice. It's a 3D top-down view, and I can truly appreciate it. In fact, I would like to go into town and show you what that looks like real quick. Go ahead, come over here. Pay attention, almost instant teleportation. Very, very nice. I love, we all despise load screens, but this is what the town is looking like. Very rich, vibrant, got some immersiveness in it with the butterflies floating around. Also, I forgot to mention this is cross-platform. It's available not only on PC, but also iOS and Android. In fact, I'm using and moving around with WASD, standard for PC, but if you're on the phone, it's this little icon right here. You just put your finger on it or pen, whatever you have, if you're that fancy, you can navigate in any direction. Now, the final addition I want to talk to you about with regards to exploration and traversing the map is quest. If you don't know where your quests are, like I click on this map, I have no earthly clue where my next main story quest line even is. Rest assured, you can click on this right here. Game already takes you to the quest. Again, AFK proving its AFK futures, which I love this. This is so nice. You don't even have to think about it. Click that, it'll take you to your quest, no problem. And you can just relax while it gets to the destination, and then you can continue onward. That's going to wrap it up for exploration and the highlights that I truly could appreciate. Now we're going to move on to combat intricacies. So before we go into combat, we need to establish our team. So you see this little Spartan symbol down here. This is where all the magic happens. This is where team development and strategizing around the scenarios we'll be going into occurs. But up here where it says Hands of Resonance, this is your party. Down here where it says Resonance Heroes, this is the entire roster that you have available to you. So they are essentially on standby or sitting on the bench until you swap them in. Now, this game has a hexa combat system. where you can put 5 units on the field at a time. These are those 5 units. We'll come back to this because this is a very important part of the game. As I said, it's where character development, strategizing, but it's also where you level up your characters, put equipment on them, and various other things. But now that we have our team assembled, we can go into battle. Let's go ahead and clap the cheeks off of this enemy right here. Okay, so this is very important. This is the combat system, right? First order of business is to position your team in a way that is going to be advantageous for you. What I like to do is I like to put my tank up top. This guy right here, I'll put him up top, or I'll put him in a position that makes the majority of the enemies aggro the tank. The next thing I'll do is I'll take my healer, which is right here. I'll put him directly behind the tank or in a position that's going to enable him to heal the majority of my team, if not all of my team. And then finally, we have our 3 DPSs back here. Now in this situation, since there's a wall splitting off my team, that means 2 of these enemies are inevitably going to target one of my units. So in this scenario, you could swap out one of the DPSs and place another tank or sustainer right here to prevent your DPS from being attacked. That is an option. It's not really a right or wrong answer. Sometimes you guess and check and see how the scenario plays out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move my 3 DPSs right here in the middle of each other, and the tank will be right there, and I'm going to have faith that these 2 can actually put up with these units. The goal of the battle is very simple. You strategize and position your team in a way that's going to solidify the victory. If you fail, you just restart over and try again. But there is an option here that I could do if I wanted to. I could swap this unit right here out, and instead I can put somebody like him right here to soak up the damage so that my back row can deal more damage and not take any damage. That is an option. Now, the next thing that's important to discuss is up here. You will gain a bonus based off of how many units you have on the field that are of the same faction. It's called a faction bonus. When there are 3 or more heroes from the same faction in your team, attack and HP of all deployed heroes will gain a percentage increase. Celestials and Hypogens can be considered as heroes from any faction when counting faction buffs. So they are pretty much a universal team synergy. Doesn't matter what team you have out there, they will count as an additional numerical value, which is nice. Finally, faction strategies. This is showing you the elemental synergy of what elements and factions are weak against other factions. So this is strong against this strong against this is strong against this. That's pretty much how it works. But anyways, I have a scenario right now where I'm not really worried about that. I haven't hit a point of the game where it's forced me to do that yet. So I just have my little units that I enjoy using. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and enter battle. Now, I am on auto battle right now. This little cogwheel down here enables my team to fight on their own, but I could very well turn that off, and now I'm in charge of manually activating everyone's ults. So my tank's ult is up, I just hit it, time is frozen right now, and now I get to decide where I'm gonna cast that shield. That is a mechanism that is very nice and innovative. Oh, 2 ults down there, you see the ults shining? I can activate that ult and decide who I want to target individually. I'm gonna target her and put a big old unit on her head just because that's what I want to do. My healer's ult is up. I can now pop his ult and heal my team. This is the manual mode that is optional, but if you don't want to do that, you can just turn this cogwheel on and watch things unfold and watch the magic work. I'm actually in deep trouble here. I think I might actually end up losing this battle. That's okay, because I'm just trying to teach you guys how to play. But if you're doing things correctly, you do need to strategize in a way that's going to obviously solidify the victory. Right now, I'm getting my butt handed to me. Things aren't looking too good. Oh, looks like we're coming. Oh, no, never mind. No, they got me. No, don't do me like that. She might summon another one. Oh, we died. So look, not a big deal. We got beat up. We can just retry, right? And we can do a different scenario. So this didn't work for me. And sometimes it can work for you even if you don't change any units around due to like timing of certain things. But what we could do is I could swap him out, put her back in, and then we can try this and see how this goes. Now I'm just gonna let them do their thing on auto battle. And if this scenario fails, Well, my strategy isn't working and I need to make the proper adjustments so that it does work. But he put a shield on my whole team. That was huge. That was super clutch. And my healer healed my whole team. That little smoke bomb occurring right there, that's a heal. That's also a simultaneously attack percent buff. Everyone's doing their thing right now. I need to turn on the animations because I want you guys to appreciate how good the animations look in this game. They're actually really a treat to watch, but I have it set on random right now to where it will randomly activate a character's ultimate animation. That's to preserve the freshness of it, because if I put it on always, which you can, you're always going to see their ultimate animation, which might diminish the enjoyment of seeing it, right? So it's a little bit more valuable when you put it on random. But this is the victory mode. I really like the victory mode sound. Sounds cool. They're walking, you get to admire your party that you've assembled. It's really cool. But that was the auto battle. Again, you can turn that off and go manually and be in charge of when you want to activate character ultimates. And that can be very imperative depending on the situation at hand. Let me go ahead and turn this down just a little bit in case it's overbearing on my voice. The thing is, there's times where my shielder will activate his ultimate a bit too soon. Like he'll ult when I don't need him to provide a shield, and now the shield expires and I get clapped. There are many situations in this game where you might want to manually use the ultimates of your party. But for the most part, I've really been enjoying that auto battle system. Before we go back into this, I want you guys to know at the end of battle, there's also a stat screen where you could look at the individual performances of your party and see who did the most damage, who provided the most heals, who provided the most shield. I love that. Lilith Games, y'all did a fantastic job with that. That's something that a lot of gamers can appreciate because you want to know who's really putting in the work and who's not. So that I wanted to bring that up real quick before we go into this next part. But quality of life for character development. Many times in gacha games, one of the biggest drawbacks, or just the annoying part of a gacha game is lack of resources because you're building up so many characters, right? If you take a look at this and you don't know anything about this game, you're gonna think, wow, he leveled up every single one of those characters to level 41, except one guy was 42. No, I did not. I actually only leveled up my 5 characters here, and AFK Journey has this mechanism where if you level up your 5, everyone else gets leveled up at the same level as well. Furthermore, let's go ahead and appreciate the drip. You click on a character, you get to see their theme and their drip, get a good close-up look at the character aesthetic and design, which is really nice. It's one of my favorite characters. And I can hover over to the next character. It'll do the same thing. All right, check that out. Really nice, really nice. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things. I can truly appreciate this. Also, while we're on the topic, you can look at their stats as well with that little icon down there and see whatever you need to see from stats. But I don't want to get off topic here. What's important is if I level up everyone on my roster, they get leveled up too. But when you're ascending characters and taking them up and climbing up that ladder, you unlock these innate abilities for that individual character. Again, in many gacha games, it's only for an individual character, but however much you invest into one character, you invest into everyone else as well. So these were not unlocked, but through taking my character up, I unlocked these innate abilities. Guess what? If I were to swap this guy out, boom, swap him out for this character whom I never built. I didn't put any resources into this guy. If I swap him out, guess what? Same exact investment. So that is probably one of the coolest quality of life perks I've ever seen in a game. Like just in terms of just saving you time and resource management. Really, really nice. And while we're on that QOL, the same thing applies to the armor of the units. If we take a look, by the way, there's 6 factions in this game. There's the tank faction, right? We click on that. You have every tank that's available in the game, even the ones you have not unlocked yet. We could literally click on one of the factions, which they're down here. We have the rogue class, the marksman class, the tank class, the warrior, the mage, and then the support. But we can click on this, and when we get new gear, instead of just equipping it to one person, you can press quick equip. It will upgrade your gear all at once, and every single unit pertaining to that class will have that gear on. So you don't even have to worry about building gear on individual characters. Again, this AFK proving that AFK is in the title for a reason. Just so much QOL, that's really nice. And then it has the exclamation point informing you that, hey, you got better gear. That's quick equip. right? And now we get those improvements to every single unit in that class. So just a 10 out of 10 QOL for me personally. Now, the next thing I want to go over with you guys is artifacts. This is something that is another intricacy that's been implemented into combat. You can choose what artifact you want to have going into combat, and it's just going to give you passive stats and a passive perk that you don't even have to worry about. It just occurs naturally. This one says 5 seconds after the battle starts, it summons a radiant life to restore 3 weakest allied heroes max HP by 7% every 10 seconds. And then as you progress this, it unlocks more innate perks and abilities. But there's many different ones that do different things, which adds on to your plan of strategy going into battle, which is really nice. We can look at some of the user interface things they have, like you can organize to where you can only look at the rogues, right? So now I can look at these rogues. Look, she looks so freaking cool. I want to use her eventually. But you can look at all the rogues and organize it in a way so that you're not like, looking all around, or you can choose all and look at your entire roster that you've collected thus far. Up here, you can look at all the heroes, even the ones you haven't collected yet. It'll even show the profile of them, which is really freaking nice. Look at that. Super cool. But you can go down that whole roster. We've also got enemies that we've faced thus far. You can scroll and take a look at that. And then we got mechanisms in the game. So there's things like Flame Gusher. Basically, these are little perks that appear on the map, the battle map sometimes, and you can use them to your advantage to set the map ablaze and hurt enemies while you're in the middle of battle and stuff like that. Really nice perk there as well. Finally, we click on this. This is the people you want traveling with you out in the open world. And I choose characters that I'm not even using right now. But basically, if I choose these 4 and I get out of the screen, which I'll show you, these are the 4 that are traveling with me around the open world. So yeah, man, this game has a lot of little elements in it that are just so enjoyable. And I notice every single one of them because, well, I'm a gamer and I like these type of things. I appreciate all the little things that developers add into the game because they actually go a long way, believe it or not. But getting back on topic, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is this screen right here. Apart from you admiring the drip of the character, if we click on this little element right here, you can take a look at their abilities and analyze them, which I imagine you'll spend a good degree of time, learning about the characters and what they're able to do. And this will go into your simulating your team compositions, right? So we'll read all this and we'll say, okay, this guy's a DPS. His ult starts at the very beginning of battle, and you can manually target an individual, right? So if there's a DPS on the other team that's being a real pain, he can target that DPS and assassinate him, get him off the field to, sustain your team. But you spend time reading all this stuff. This guy's a shielder. Okay, he's going to be my tank. Go over to the next person. This is another DPS who also has some supportive aspects. This is where you're going to go to learn about the characters, to strategize. And one more thing I want to talk to you about is the gacha elements of gacha games. Again, down here's the progression. These are your resources. This is going to be copies of the character. So if you get an additional copy of the character, you can ascend them and make them stronger. That's what this is right here. And then the more you ascend them, the more copies you're going to require to ascend them again. And that's pretty much going to wrap up for the most part the summary of, going into character development. Let's go ahead and move on to events that they have available for you to play, as well as some of the other quality of life aspects. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about one of the best quality of lives in this game. It literally rewards you for going AFK. It literally gives you resources. So we come down here in this bottom left-hand corner right here. You see this treasure chest? It has a timer. However much time goes by, the bigger the pot, right? So we can click on this bad boy, and this is what I've already accrued. This is equipment that I can put on my characters or turn into fodder, which recycle it, and I get materials that I can utilize to progress characters. This is the gold. These are all the resources you need to ascend your characters. It literally will stack up over time. It tells you I've been AFK for 3 hours and 41 minutes. That's these rewards at that time interval. And obviously, as you progress through the game and climb up through this, the rewards will increase. So you want to push this. This is like a ladder. This is like a big in-game aspect. You want to climb up this as much as you can, because the higher you climb up it, not only will it give you rewards, but it will also increase the AFK resources that you can acquire per hour. But let's go ahead and do an example. Right now I'm on floor 56. Again, this is like the in-game aspect. Let's go ahead and go into a battle real quick so you can get an idea of this. And this is like very challenging. This stuff gets this gets really tough. All right. But this is my team. This is my favorite team, the team I showed you. I got my tank right there aggroing everybody, healer right behind him, 3 DPSs right here. I strategically placed them on the right side because I want to get rid of this guy right here as fast as possible to help him survive. We'll go ahead and press battle real quick. All right, so I always go on auto battle unless I get into a situation where I feel like I'm forced to go manual. But right now we're looking good. We're looking real solid. Cast your shield in time. Oh, he didn't cast his shield in time. See, that's a dagger. He almost did too. This little, oh, nice. There's the animation. This little white bar underneath their health, that's their energy bar. When it fills up to maximum, they can cast their ultimate. But sometimes my shielder dies before he gets a chance to cast his ultimate. And there we go. There's our victory. I want to show you guys what I was talking about, right? So now we did this. Look, we increased our resources per hour just by a little bit by pushing that ladder. But this is what I wanted to show you. As you can see, he did the most damage. She did the second most. Oh no, third most. And she did the third most. But then you have my shielder. This is how much shield he provided. This is how much health that was given to the team. He was healing the heck out of us. It's huge. This is also how much damage is sustained by the tank too. That's what I'm at. But yeah, you got a whole stat screen, which is so cool. Anyways, let's go ahead and get up out of here. You can go ahead and back up. That's what this is for. You want to climb this ladder as much as possible. The next feature that I want to go over is this right here. And we'll go ahead and do a pull. This is where your mail is. When you log in every day, you got some rewards in the beginning, of course, but I got 10 free recruits. This is our standard wishes. We'll go ahead and collect that. Very nice. I don't know what this is. Click here to join a contest. Okay, we'll look at that later, but let's go ahead and do some wishes. So we have our standard summons, and then we have our epic summons. This is the more rare banner with the more valuable wishes. I have 6 so far. We'll go ahead and do a 10 pull so you guys can get a little bit of a gist of what this looks like. Every gacha has their animations for, you know, hope we can get a 5-star. So we got, we're not a 5-star, a rare, a super rare, but we didn't. That's okay. And this is how they come in. All right, so these are like the purple summons, which is a little bit more rare, and then you have the gold ones, which is like the highest rarity. We didn't get one, unfortunately. I thought I'd have content creators luck. It failed me. Another 4-star. So if you want to, though, you can click this down here and just skip this, but it's showing you pretty much the introduction of all the summons that we acquired. There we go. Yep. And that's how that looks. The last thing we can look at is Emporium. This is going to be the shop. You come over here, you have your resources that you can utilize to buy whatever they have available in the shop, which they have copies of characters and stuff. You are incentivized to do some PvP to get rewards to unlock copies of characters. That can be very valuable. And now we'll go over to our next aspect, which is the dream store. Let's go ahead and talk about that next. It's actually very important. So we'll click on this icon right here. And there's a boss you get to fight. It says results calculated in 20 hours. Every day there's a boss for you to fight, and you get 5 chances to get either as much health down as possible or defeat the boss entirely. This is a really cool mechanic that I enjoy, and these are the rewards down here that you can acquire. They have a percentage. That's his health. So if you get to 95% of his health depleted, you'll gain every reward up to this point. And if you defeat him entirely, you get an extra 3 free summons. So obviously you want to try and beat this guy if you can. I've been getting beat up, so I think I still got some grinding to do, but we'll try and do what we can. We'll go ahead and go into battle to showcase this off to you as well. We'll do our standard team, lineup. You guys can get a gist of what this is like, but it's an ultimate boss fight. He has 16 freaking health bars. His ultimate meter is filling up, and once that ult fills up, they do some big attack. Now, in my experience, that big attack can one-tap your whole team. So, like, this tank needs to time his ult to shield us appropriately so that we can survive the big attack. I never fought this guy. I don't know what he does. But see, my tank shielded that dude over there instead of my back line. I'm probably going to get one-tapped. But what I've learned is you can't turn off auto battle in this mode. So you have to just like have the faith that your team's gonna do just right. We're doing good. He just killed my tank. That's not good. Ah, he killed another one. We got him to 65% health. Oh no, we got 3 units left. He just one-shot her with that bubble. Holy, dude, these guys hit like tanks. They hit like trucks. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So we got him almost to 70% health. It's unfortunate. Got him to 70% health. And that means we, or not almost, not quite, 68.4 to be exact. But that takes us right up to the 65% mark. We're able to acquire all those rewards. We got 4 more chances to try and get more percentage down to collect more rewards. And that's how that works. But you can progress your team, get stronger, and come back and do it again. You don't have to spend all the chances. You have 20 hours throughout the day to come back and fight this guy. And I can assure you, my team can get stronger right now as we speak. But that's one element that I really liked. Finally, we have Arena, that's PvP, and then we have Honor Duel, a game mode where you got an assortment of scenarios to battle against people. But these are all the events that I've been able to experience. There's still even more that I haven't even unlocked, which is crazy. We're pushing through it as much as we can, but for the most part, I have been having a true blast with this game. I look forward to playing it upon its release. But this is going to wrap up my introductory video for AFK Journey. If you want to play this game, go ahead and pre-register. I'll leave a link down below in the comment section and be sure to pin that link. It is cross-platform, so these links will not only be provided for PC, but also iOS and Android. As always, again, thank you for sponsoring this video, Lilith Games. Y'all take care. Peace, love, and happiness. Catch you on the flip side.